Hello and welcome to Planeswalker Plus. I'm your host, Alice Clark. This week we are with Kathleen and Graham, and I suppose Liam, but from LoadingReadyRun. So excited.
Hello.
Hi. And we are about to play Commander Two-Headed Giant, the most exciting of all the formats that we will probably never play again.
Is this an Australian thing or is this a you guys thing?
This is this segment thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is something invented for television.
Yeah, we talked about the time we did 10-player, two-headed Commander Giant with plane chase cards.
That sounds like it would take all day.
It was awful.
Yeah.
I've done Commander Plane Chase with like a 5-person pod and like plane chase cards.
I love it.
Well, yeah, it's great, but at some point you're just like praying to end up on the plane that does progressively more damage to people, just so the game will end and you can kill.
Well, we stayed there for like 8 turns out of spite because it pings you at the beginning of your upkeep, and so it's like I take 2, but if like I've just taken 2 damage, but if I roll us away from this plane.
And then you don't take 4 damage, so...
Yeah, you know what? No, pass the turn, you take the damage.
Yeah.
Who are our commanders? I've got Selvala, Explorer Returned. I don't know what's in this deck, by the way, but I'm excited to find out.
No, but this is my favorite variant of Commander, which is give me a random deck and let's play, because everybody says that my Una deck is not fun and doesn't want to play with me anymore.
Fair enough.
But I have one of my other favorite cards, Sig, River Cutthroat.
Ah.
Beautiful.
And what are we facing down?
I have the Sliver Hive Lord.
Oh, crap. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Sliver,
Cool.
Hive, Lord. It's got everything you want.
Terrific.
Mizzet, so lots and lots of spells, experience counters, the like.
Oh, boy.
Exciting.
All right.
Alright, I'm going to play a Temple of Deceit, which enters the battlefield tapped, and when it enters the battlefield, I can scry one, and I will.
So tell us about
Sure.
Loading Ready Run.
Yeah.
Well, Loading Ready Run is... God, over the years I've changed how I describe ourselves. Originally we were a sketch comedy troupe, and then we became, I guess, a video production house, and it's your turn, by the way. And now we are, I guess, YouTubers and streamers is, I guess, how you most often describe us to people. It was a couple years ago, actually, at a Magic Grand Prix that I want to say a 14-year-old leaned around the corner while I was working on a video on my laptop and was like, "Hey, are you that YouTuber?" And I went, "Yeah," because that's the first time I'd heard that term. So yeah, we make a whole bunch of different video and streaming content, and have done since the dark days of 2003, before YouTube. So yeah, we've been making. We started doing sketch comedy in 2003, and then we added other shows over the course of it. A lot of people might know us from Unskippable, was a show on the Escapist or the Escapist News Network, which later became Checkpoint. Chasm Skulker. Chasm Skulker was designed by Mikey Newman at Gearbox.
It's a good card.
And a good guy.
And a good end of the turn.
Oh, excellent.
Quick turn, all right.
I mean, it's the beginning of the...
We're at the point where nothing's happening yet.
Yeah. It's like Opal Palace.
And then a couple years ago, we started getting really serious with streaming, sort of turning our Twitch channel into its own sort of TV network almost. We have a bunch of shows that run all week long. We actually have a show every day of the week. I forgot she was 3.
Oh well.
Oh wait, no, I'm on short.
It's every
Damn it,
color.
I missed
We're
that
gonna
one
just,
color.
that's gonna,
I did it.
So do you want to undo your
happened.
2 life?
Yeah, I'm gonna undo my 2 life.
I thought so.
I feel like we're playing by televised rules, which are everybody's trying to concentrate on 2 things at once. So.
When did Magic start for you guys?
So we did an episode of our show Commodore Hustle, which is like a sitcom about ourselves, wherein we play exaggerated, stupid versions of ourselves, basically, trying to make sketch comedy. And we did an episode of that about us playing Magic because we just started playing Magic after going to PAX West in Seattle, and it got really good response online. And what did you play? So all your slivers are now +0/+1, and they all tap for mana.
Yep.
Oh boy.
And they regenerate.
We can, yeah.
So yeah, that video got good response, and then at PAX East that year, we pitched to Wizards the idea of doing that as a regular series for them. And it was the same time that they picked up Walking the Plains as a video series. It was the time when they were really sort of pushing to get community-driven video content, and so they brought us on contract to make the series, and so we started making Friday nights for them that many years ago, and we're on our fourth season of Friday nights at the moment.
It's great.
And yeah, it's one of the most popular things that we've ever done. Parlay. So everyone reveals the top card of your library.
Ooh.
Wait, reveal it first. And then for each non-land card revealed this way, which is 2, I add 2 green to my mana pool and we gain 2 life.
Yep, that's a blue.
Then everyone draws those cards.
Yeah, so I've got a trigger there that I'll remember this time.
Right. Play Soul of Theros. You know, magic isn't necessarily a primary focus for us, but it is a very popular part of what we do.
Is it weird coming into game stores and seeing people playing with Loading Ready Run sleeves and stuff like that?
Sometimes,
It's always
yeah.
very flattering. I'm always very flattered.
Yesterday we were down in Sorrento on the, what's the name of the peninsula?
The Mornington.
The Mornington Peninsula. And we were having lunch at a coffee shop, and then the guy came over to bust the table and was like, hey, by the way, I'm a big fan of Friday nights. Just out of nowhere. Which was, it was really cool. That happens fairly frequently, and it's great.
I'm gonna Tezzeret Gambit and draw 2 cards, but I will pay blue. I think it's just 1 counter. Just draw a card.
It's anytime, wait.
Whenever you draw a card, and this is draw 2 cards. So
No, that's whenever you draw a card, so that's 2 counters. Yeah, it would say, otherwise it would say anytime you draw 1 or more cards.
And I will also put a counter on there from right.
Oh, and you get to proliferate, right.
And
oh
I played
boy,
my
and you've got your
high
Sliver
board this
high board
time
out.
with the correct amount of mana.
So that gives all
didn't-
your slivers indestructible?
Yeah. So they're now all indestructible, can
think we're in-
regenerate.
I think we're in a lot of
have
trouble,
+0/+1,
actually.
I mean-
and mana.
Maybe we chose poorly with the decks. I'm certainly in a position to draw many cards.
So obviously you're talking about the fans supporting you guys. So obviously we're coming up to PAX in a couple of days. What sort of stuff are you doing there? Are you expected to meet a lot of fans?
Yeah, well, let me tell you, we've had our Australian fans have been clamoring for us to come down to Australia for a long time. And so we're thrilled to finally be here for it. PAX asked us to come down and we were really excited to do so. And we're going to be on a couple panels. We're going to be on the Jackbox panel playing the Jackbox party games. We're going to have our own panel as well. And then you're going to be on a quiz panel, we just found out,
Yeah,
that you're hosting.
Nerd quiz. You
Yeah.
should come Friday night.
I'm very excited. And other than that, we'll just be touching hands to other hands. Generally,
Yeah, we'll have a table in Bandland.
Like a kissing booth, but a hand touching booth?
Sort of like that. Well, it'll be a table wherein you can exchange in commerce, or engage in commerce with us for T-shirts and things like that, and
also just come
we'll
say
be there.
hi.
Yeah, we'll be there
give
a
us a
lot
high five.
to shake hands, take pictures, sign stuff. We're always thrilled to meet people, and we've never been to this part of. We've never been to the Southern Hemisphere, so
That's not true.
We know that
I'm from the Southern Hemisphere.
I've never been to the Southern
You said
Hemisphere.
we,
Loading Ready Run has never been to the Southern Hemisphere.
the royal we.
Kathleen was born in New Zealand,
Oh,
so. But yeah, we're really excited to get a chance to meet everybody.
How are you expecting PAX Oz to be different to American PAXs?
I'm
I have
expecting
no idea.
that the food vendors in the convention center will sell meat pies.
Ooh, I hope so.
It's a fair call.
Yeah, and
Maybe not good ones, but that probably will.
Well, that's a meat pie.
What's the floor on a meat pie? How bad can they get?
It's like service stations sitting out for
Yeah,
a
yeah.
while, kind of
like all bristles.
So you might remember the scandal, the 4 and 20 scandal. I think it was like 1995.
I'm gonna sack this polluted. I'm gonna pay 1 life and sack this polluted delta.
So obviously
1995 rat anus incident is why I no longer
Sorry,
eat
what?
pies.
Oh, the rat anus incident.
Yes.
You'd think, I would think at least, that we would have heard more about the rat anus incident.
Should I be searching for a delta? Should I be searching for a dual land in this, or just water? There is a watery grave. Okay.
I feel like you might be burying the lead here, Kathleen. The the rat anus incident.
It's like 21 years ago now. It's probably fine. Speaking of eating unusual animals, have you tried kangaroos yet? Or
We have
any
not tried any kangaroo
other-
yet.
You can eat kangaroo.
Oh, and emu. You can eat our entire coat of arms.
I've had ostrich once.
They're pretty good. Emu's better.
Really? Emu's
Where do-
better
where
than
do you-
ostrich.
where- okay,
Where
where-
can we get them?
Like kangaroo, you can get at any
Kangaroo can
supermarket.
get anywhere.
Seriously?
Really? We could have been buying kangaroo at.
Well, kangaroos are kind of pests in a lot of areas. Like, there's too
They're
many.
like a
and they need to be
national
culled.
like animal, but yeah, they're out of control in some areas.
And they will jump into your car between the hours of about 7 p.m. and 9 p.m.
Alright, we're safe.
Okay.
I'm gonna pour over pages.
Oh boy. Drawing 3 cards.
I'm gonna the experience counter here.
Oh boy.
Untap, draw 3. I'm doing this out of order.
While you do that, I'm going to tap 7 and play my Zendikar Resurgent.
Alright. Then that's only for you.
Only for me.
Alright.
I think I'm gonna make a move. I'm gonna move to combat.
Okay.
I'm gonna attack with this guy.
I will move to combat as well.
Alright.
Cool.
Alright.
So you take 5?
We take 5.
So what else do you have planned for your trip to Australia aside from nerdery?
Well, having never been here, but now with a small child, we're sort of limited in our movements. Ordinarily, I think we would have probably tried to travel around a little bit more.
Yeah.
But we're staying pretty close into Melbourne just to sort of see
You're
the
seeing the
city.
good bit.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, the city's huge. It's bigger than Vancouver, which is the 3rd biggest city in Canada.
Mm-hmm, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Melbourne's huge. I'm gonna play a Reclamation Sage and destroy the Zendikar Resurgent.
Aww. Wah, 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 wah.
We can do combat.
Can only be blocked by artifact and or black creatures.
No blocks.
No blocks.
You take 1.
Draw a card.
You're involved in the Diversity Land.
Oh yeah. Lady Planeswalker Society.
Yeah.
You're like the queen of that.
Not really.
Well, a queen.
Well, my friend Missy, actually, who's in Friday Nights, by the way,
Awesome.
on the Wizards YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/WizardsMTG. Was the Victoria organizer of the Lady our chapter of Lady Planeswalkers, and my friend Tifa is actually the creator of it. But the Victoria Lady Planeswalker Society is sort of on semi-hiatus right now because a lot of people just had babies.
It was a baby boom.
Yes. As in, like, 4 people who went to the regular Lady Planeswalker gatherings all had kids in the same year.
Okay.
So
So there's something in the water?
we're all just in our early 30s.
Oh yeah. That.
Yeah.
But before it was on hiatus, kind of, what did you do with the Lady Planeswalker Society?
Well,
How was
Lady,
it?
Lady Planeswalkers, well, like I said, I was one of the organizers. I was just one of the people who went, but it was a fun, casual place to teach people how to play Magic, and it's fantastic. And if you're interested in playing Magic, you should definitely check out a local chapter online. And it'd be like a place where you could go and, you know, just like, I don't know, like, learn to play Magic and be like, I've never drafted before, and somebody teach me in a way that isn't going to stress me out, essentially. You know, and, we'd serve each other food, and we'd have some drinks and stuff like that, because it wasn't hosted in the game store, which was really nice. And, not that game stores are bad, but you can't drink in game stores in Canada because of the liquor licensing laws. You can't have booze
so
around
frustrating.
any kind of games or cards, otherwise you need a casino license, which are extremely hard to get.
Might Sliver, all Slivers get +2/+2.
And slivers can't be counted.
Oh, great. Oh, great. Okay.
They've got a lot going on.
Yeah.
Do we want to go to combat?
I totally missed an
I could
attack
be up
last
some
turn with the
combat.
Soul of Theros.
wow.
Anyway, yep.
And then let's keep back at least one.
I'm gonna Aether Spouts. For each attacking creature, its owner puts it on the top or bottom of his or her library.
Please no counter.
Save me. I really
I-
liked that.
Yeah.
We'll cast Mystical Tutor.
Oh, okay.
To go look for a counterspell.
Oh, right.
So you put a card on top of your library.
Search for an instance or sorcery, reveal it, put it on top of the library. Okay,
You
so
need
he's
to
got
draw a
to
card.
cast that and draw a card and then cast it, which is possible.
That seems
Mind
excessively
Swipe.
fun.
Mind swipe. Okay.
And
Yeah, we're getting countered.
a Stroke of Genius for 3, which
Okay.
1, 2, 3. And then I will tap out 4.
Well, I can't pay for that, so.
So it's 4, 5, 6. So 6 and deal 6 to you.
So we take 16 damage.
So another 10.
Well, we take 6 from the mind swipe, yeah.
And then 10. Oh, 10. So that's 16.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
How has Penelope changed the way you guys have been filming?
We have a nanny, which sounds incredibly bourgeoisie, especially in Canada, but there's no.
Convenient.
Well, in Canada, the idea being that you would hire someone just to take care of your child is very fancy. But at the same time, there's no way that Graham and I can both work at the same time because Penelope needs constant supervision because she's a year old.
And we both work for LoadingReadyRun. We're both integral to the production of stuff. Like we said, we both write Friday nights. Honestly, Kathleen takes the lead writing on that and Commodore Hustle. And I'm doing a bunch of editing, Kathleen's doing editing. Like, we're both heavily involved with the creation of a lot of the stuff that we do. And so it's not like normal jobs. And,
Yeah, I can't
you
do
still took extensive mat leave,
Yeah.
but we can't do that forever.
No.
And neither of us can stay at home, and so
Yeah, like if I'm not at work, just certain things don't get written.
yeah. So having a nanny means that we can actually both still be creative and productive and do all that good
But it
stuff.
does mean that we're definitely not, or at least I'm certainly not involved in sort of like evening stuff. Like we have to be very flexible about how we schedule things.
So you do like just a ton of charity stuff. How did that come about? And how did you pick the charities you picked?
So yeah, well, Desert Bus started 10 years ago. Actually, we have our 10th Desert Bus coming up this year. Eternal Witness is going to return Angel of the Dire Hour. We have our 10th Desert Bus coming up this year, and we originally chose Child's Play, which is a charity that supports children's hospitals all over the world, because it was founded by the people at Penny Arcade as a direct response to this notion that it was actually a direct response to a newspaper article in Washington State, where they're from, that nerds are basement dwellers who will never contribute anything valuable to society. And so the guys at Penny Arcade were basically like, well, fuck that. We'll show you. We're going to start a charity. And they've raised millions of dollars over the years. What are you doing?
I'm playing a life-bane zombie so I can exile a green or white card from her hand.
Nice.
Oh, damn it.
Actually, Wrath of God might not even be bad for us.
Green and white creature, I think, actually. I think it's only its creatures.
Creature card.
Yeah, so there's actually no...
No.
But there's a Wrath of God.
Commander Sphere, acidic sliver.
Alright.
Ugh.
It's nothing too exciting.
Well, I mean, information is not necessarily bad.
Okay, these spirits are coming in,
And she's got a black creature.
I sure do.
and the Geist-Honored Monk and the Soul of Theros.
We all are indestructible, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna
so maybe we
indestructible.
just chunk those.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to activate Soul of Theros. So all my creatures get +2/+2 and first strike and lifeline. So we gain 23, and you take 6. That's alright.
That's not a bad turn.
That worked out pretty well for you guys.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 cards in hand, so I'm going to say go.
Yeah, when we originally started Desert Bus, it was because we wanted to do something funny with the game Desert Bus and wanted to support this charity, and it just started as a goofy thing that we set aside a weekend for, figured we wouldn't go any longer than that, and we set our goal at like $5,000 as this total pie in the sky thing to hit, and then 10 years later, like that year we raised $22,000, which blew us away, and going into our 10th year we've already raised $3.2 million over the 9 years that we've done the event, and so it's amazing. After we started doing the run, the pediatric ward of the Victoria General Hospital came to us and were like, "Hey,
How do we get all this sweet charity money?"
We're in the same city as you. Could we be involved?" And so we put them directly in touch with Child's Play. So directly because of us, the Victoria General Hospital, which is where I was born, also is getting support from Child's Play, which is awesome. But they support children's hospitals in the U.S. and Canada and the UK and Australia and New Zealand and Egypt, and they've recently, the last couple of years, they've extended their reach to domestic violence shelters as well. And it's basically, their whole mandate is, it sucks to be in hospital. It sucks way more if you're a kid. And they just want to try to make that not suck so bad. So we think that's a good cause. There's lots of good causes, and that's the one that we support. So
Good choice.
yeah, it is after.
I'm going to cast Volcanic Vision, red 5.
Okay.
Which will get another thing, and I'm going to grab a instant from my graveyard.
Can I say what Volcanic Vision does?
Cool. And
So
meanwhile,
return target instant sorcerer from your graveyard to your hand, deals damage equal to that converted mana cost to each creature your opponents control. So what are you targeting with that?
I'm going to target Mystical Tutor.
So it's going to deal 1 damage to all of our creatures. Please.
Alright. I'm gonna cast Rewind to counter target spell. And I'm sure he's got another counter spell for my counter spell.
Not necessarily. He had to use 3 cards last time.
Yeah.
Yep, you got it.
Alright, and I get to untap up to 4 lands. I'm gonna cast Harbinger of the Tides with Flash, so I'm paying 2 more for it. And when it enters the battlefield, I return target tapped creature an opponent controls to its owner's hand. Alright, what do we want to return?
I mean, I guess the Hive Lord, but...
Yeah, I'm gonna bounce your commander.
God damn it!
Yes!
So it seems over the years you guys have kind of built up a YouTube empire with obviously various different shows, not just to Magic, but various interests from sketch comedy to podcasts and stuff like that. How have you gone about building an audience and keeping content rolling, so to speak?
I mean, building an audience is the biggest challenge because I actually... It's always considered rude to, talk highly of yourself. I think we produce very, very good stuff. Of course, I'm extremely biased, but I think that more people would like it if more people saw it. But so gaining new audience has always been the big challenge. But basically our strategy for that is to put out lots of good content, engage with our audience, and be good people. Mm-hmm. That's the best we can do, and I mean it's worked out okay for us so far. Like I said, we're basically entirely funded by our viewers at this point, and that's a big deal that we can do what we do because the people who watch us like our stuff enough to support us directly. That's pretty amazing. So
Yeah.
And we deliver. I counted up at one point about how many things we do a month, and I think it's at least, I think it's like around 20 pieces of content a month. So I feel like you're getting your Patreon, $2 or $5 worth for the amount of content that we're putting out.
There's a lot of viewers out there who would like to one day become YouTube or whatever's next. Masters of content.
Maybe not big stars, but they want to do, they want to do their own content.
And do it solidly. What's your advice?
we get that question a lot actually, and my biggest advice is do it. Make stuff, right? Like, too many people, and this is true of...
This is true of me too, right?
This is true of art, of like any kind of art, like writing or drawing or anything. That people get hung up on the planning and they don't start. You know, they're like,
Or
oh,
they
I
do
really want to do
something-
this, you know, but I need to get this kind of equipment, or I need to
Or
spend
they
the
start
time
doing something
this.
and it's bad.
Yeah.
And 'cause-
your first stuff is gonna be bad. Heads up, your first stuff is gonna be bad. Our stuff was bad as well. Some of our stuff still is. It's so much more important that you make stuff and that you get the ideas out there.
Well, and you'll never improve if you don't practice.
Yeah.
Right?
And do it regularly. Set yourself a schedule, do it regularly, make stuff all the time, and then you will see, you'll make something and you'll put it out there, and you'll be like, okay, I didn't like these things about it, and then you'll know for next time what you have to improve. There's a great quote that one of our number Alex likes to point out. It was from an artist, the artist Aaron Alexovich was speaking of of comic artist Rob Liefeld, who notoriously hides feet behind smoke because he doesn't like drawing feet, or he drew that ridiculous barrel-chested Captain America that people like to link around. And it was basically, if you have a great idea and don't actually draw it, then Rob Liefeld is a better artist than you, because at least he's making something.
Yeah, at least
You know?
at least he's working on it.
And if you don't at least do something, then you're not taking the steps to get better and do cool stuff. So that seems relevant.
Yeah.
So get out there, make stuff, do the things.
I think people are also scared that as much as everyone would love to be like an overnight sensation, it's like your first X-Men episodes are going to get no viewers.
Oh, it's so hard. It's so hard.
Yeah, like, I mean, I think it took, like, probably 7 years for Loading Ready Run to really start building an audience. Now, I mean, some of those years were pre-YouTube, and so online video was not necessarily a thing that even people were looking out for, but at the same time, you sticking for something with 7 years, basically making no money from it, right, was hard work. But you did it because we loved it, and we had a lot of fun doing it. So even if it was more of a hobby that we sunk a lot of time and money into, at least it was something that we did with our friends and had fun. And I think that's how you should go into it when you're starting out. If you're going into it thinking that I want to be the next PewDiePie, you're probably going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
If you're going into it thinking
You
this is
definitely
something
will
I
be
want to
disappointed.
do for me, and it's something that I enjoy doing and I'm passionate about, and it's something I want to increase my skill set in, then you're going in with the mindset that even if you never get more than 10 views on a video, which is unlikely, you know, if you keep working at it and improving your craft, but you're still have set out and met the goals that you wanted for yourself.
And yeah,
which is important.
you've got to be doing something that you enjoy. You can't be like, well, I hate Minecraft, but Minecraft is popular, so I'll make Minecraft videos. You can't do that, because then you won't enjoy it, and it will be awful. Like you've got to enjoy what you're doing.
So when you were starting out, did you ever think that you would have,
I
that
can't.
you'd do a skit with
You can. That counts for Black.
Oh,
with one of the Wizards PR person spoofing Glenn Ross?
yeah. Oh, that was...
No, that's something we've wanted to do for a while. We've actually joked about the always be casting for a long time, and then we were like, man, we have all these people coming into town for the pre-release. We should really do this with somebody. Who could we get to play it? And we knew that Allison had theater experience and does improv stuff all the time.
She has some acting chops.
Oh yeah, and we were just like, oh man, getting Allison to do this would be so good, because she's so nice. Allison is a delight, and seeing her do that scene was just so much fun.
Oh, yeah.
That's our turn.
Yeah, that's our turn.
So attack with everyone.
It's the biggest one, the Hive Lord. All right.
Yeah.
Block it and sack Secure Trivalor, so you don't get the lifelink for that.
18, 21, 25, 29, 39.
Oh, darn.
Good game.
Yeah, that was so good.
All right.
Yeah.